So former Democratic leader Harry Reid dropped some knowledge on us about Elizabeth Warren when he did an interview on CNN. This is something that all of us kind of knew if you pay close attention to this stuff. But now I would argue it's verified.
There is a concern as well that's expressed by some establishment Democrats that she is too far left.
I think that's let's just wait. For example, Medicare for all. I asked me, how do you feel about that? I said, I think what we need to do first is let's make sure Obamacare is strengthened again. Republicans have done everything they can to hurt it. Let's strengthen it. We almost got the public option the first time. That's as good as Medicare for all anyway. And so
that's not what she's saying, though.
Well, but I think you give her some time. I think that she's not in love with that. I think you'll wait and see how that all turns out.
So you think she's more pragmatic than...
Oh, I know she's pragmatic. Just wait.
To me, that sounds like a dude who's had conversations with her and not like a dude who's guessing. That's what that sounds like to me. Oh, I know she's more pragmatic. Just wait. What this means is she wins the primary and she gets to the general election. She will no longer be talking about Medicare for all. She will immediately move the goalposts to a public option-like system, and you heard Harry Reid say it there. He thinks that's just as good as Medicare for all. It's not. It's not even close, because the for-profit health insurance companies would still play a giant role in the system, and they're the heart of the problem. But he thinks it's just as good. Elizabeth Warren, she might think that as well. He sounds very confident that, oh, no, she's more pragmatic. The only way we can beat Trump is to have somebody who actually believes in something, is principled, and will make the arguments. Harry Reid is signaling here, oh no, a pivot's coming, baby. Pivot's coming. If she wins the primary and she gets to the general election, just wait. Now, what everybody needs to get is, this is baked into the cake of what every single strategist in Washington, D.C. tells candidates. Every single one views the pivot as a duh. Like, oh, what do you mean? It's time for the general election? Pivot. What do you mean? This is the way it works. In the primary, you pretend to be so far left and get the base on your side. And then in the general, you flip on everything and you run to the center, and that's how you win in a general election because you need to get more moderate voters. This is the philosophy. This is the mindset. Just so you know, doesn't work. Look at what happened with Hillary Clinton. And by the way, strategists call it pivoting. Regular voters call it lying. You told me one thing in the primary, then you flipped and are telling me the opposite in the general. So why should I trust a word you say? Guys, it's not just wrong and that you're a liar. It's also terrible politics. I don't know if you remember, but Trump got a lot of crap for not pivoting in the general. I remember 3 or 4 articles. We covered some of them. Where they're like, was the pivot coming? Where's the pivot? Where's the general election pivot? He didn't do it. Because he wasn't really a politician. And he's just winging it. He's like, I don't know. I'll keep talking about the wall and stuff. What do you want me to tell you? Now, but in the primary, what else did he do? He broke some taboos. He also said, I'm going to protect Social Security. I'm going to protect Medicare. I'm going to bring our jobs back. That's not stuff regular Republicans say. So he was winging it the entire time. But he said the same thing in the primary and the same thing in the general, and it worked. What Harry Reid is indicating here is Elizabeth Warren, oh, just wait. Oh, I know she's pragmatic. It's like she's just saying it to get elected. She's just saying the Medicare for all thing to get elected, but wait for it. She ain't going to do Medicare for all. I can't believe anybody thinks there's still a question as to whether or not it's Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren. I can't believe anybody even pretends it's 50-50. If you're actually on the left, if you're a social democrat or a democratic socialist, if you want real change in this country, even if you don't care about any other issue, but all you care about is healthcare and Medicare for all, there's no question here, man. Because not only are you going to need to believe in it, you have no idea how hard you have to fight for it and go to the mat for it. You need to throw around political weight like we haven't seen since the civil rights era. I mean, you need to be willing to really get Machiavellian and cutthroat with this stuff and, tell Democratic senators and congresspeople, listen, you either vote with me or I will do everything I can to end your political career and rally against you and defeat you. You'll be primaried and you'll lose. Because I, the President of the United States, will do a rally in your home state. And I'm more popular than you are. I got an 80% favorability rating in the party, or 90% favorability rating. How about you? What are you, 52? Thereabouts? I will destroy you. The only way you're going to get Medicare for all is if you believe in it to your core and you're willing to go to the mat for it and fight for it politically and spend massive political capital in the process. Is she going to do that? We don't even know if she believes in it. We don't even know if she believes in it. She's pretending to believe in it, but I saw the clip and you saw the clip before she's been coached into this new position of hers. She was on TYT, and what's the first thing she did when asked about Medicare for all? Immediately deflected and argued, listen, the core of where all the Democrats are is the same. Whether it's Medicare for all or Medicare for all extra or public option or, whatever other fake plans are out there, she says it's all the same because the core is we need to give everybody access to quality, affordable care. All the weasel words sprinkled in there. That's a sign, guys. If she thinks a Mayor Pete plan is as good as the Bernie or Jayapal bill, she's full of it, and she doesn't care about this issue. This doesn't mean that in other ways she's not decent. Again, I'll always give her credit on Wall Street. It's because of her I got hundreds of dollars put back in my pocket because I was defrauded by a credit card company. Okay, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was wonderful. But on healthcare, stop pretending like she's where she needs to be, because she's not. She's not. There's a reason why her honest commentary before she was coached out of it was that all the Democrats have their core in the right spot. I think the furthest she would go and the most she'd try to fight for as president would be a public option. And I don't even think she would necessarily get that. Maybe she gets some minor tweaks around the edges to expand Obamacare ever so slightly. So we'd still have 500,000 Americans going bankrupt because of medical bills. We'd still have millions of people uncovered. It's status quo stuff, man. And I don't know what to tell you other than how many examples of little hints have been dropped. There's been a lot of little hints dropped. Whether it's Harry Reid or others or Elizabeth Warren herself, there's been countless hints dropped that she ain't on the level. So if you have this, high on your list of policies you care about, and just so everybody knows, healthcare is the number one issue for Americans according to polling. The number one issue is healthcare. Well, we know what the solution is. We know what the answer is. We learn from every other developed country. If you're not willing to fight for that, you ain't at the top of the list. It's that simple. And to them, it's all a game. It's all a game. Oh, I want to become president. I want to get that prestige. What's my agenda? I don't know. We'll work on that. We'll make some changes. We'll grow. We'll evolve. No. I want to know exactly what you stand for and exactly what you're going to fight for. And I don't want you to, be two-faced and strategize. And that's what this is. This is over-calculating nonsense. It's, as we learned Hillary said from WikiLeaks, I have public positions and I have private positions. That's what this is. That doesn't fly anymore. Guys, we can't afford another Obama-like presidency. That might be slightly unfair to Warren. That might be slightly unfair. I think worst case scenario, she would be like another Obama. But best case scenario, she'd be marginally better. But that's the range. The range is slightly left of Obama to Obama-esque. We can't afford another presidency like that at this point in time. We got to go real change, FDR style. Just real reform of the system. And they're letting you know beforehand, for anybody who's still confused on this, they're letting you know beforehand. Harry Reid is making it clear. Oh, she'll come around. Oh, she's very pragmatic. What more do you want? You want her to tattoo it on her forehead? I'm not Bernie. Let's tattoo it on her forehead. I'm pretending to be him, but I'm not him. I don't know what more you want, man, but this is crystal clear. He sounds like he has had the conversations and he knows what he's talking about. By the way, former Democratic leader. He knows Elizabeth Warren. They're friends. we all should have known. I mean, it was already past the point where we should have known, but there was a couple of very clear signs. Like when we saw all the articles about how she's courting the Democratic establishment behind the scenes. You know, the best possible spin you could give that is it's just good strategizing, and she's playing the Democratic establishment. I mean, okay, if you believe that, fine. I don't think I'm that naive. I think there's courting of the Democratic establishment going on because she wants to win, and she understands that certain things go hand in hand with that. And you can only change things to a point. And she's willing to play that game, and she's willing to concede where she has to. And one of those areas of concession where she can easily pivot away and act like everything's fine is Medicare for all. I said it before, I'll say it again. At this point in time, and this is the sad reality, there's only one candidate who really means it on Medicare for all. There are plenty of other half-decent candidates out there. I still consider Warren half-decent. Tulsi, Yang. But the only one who has never raised a question on their commitment to Medicare for all is Bernie. When they tell you what they're about, believe them.